Oh, we did put it out there. I'll apply.
So this was last weekend. Why are you laughing, Fifi? Anyway, good morning.
Oh no, I just.
Oh, okay. So this was last weekend when our colleague with Joy Sports, Muftau Nabila, interviewed former Black Stars coach Kwasi Appiah. Muftau actually asked him whether when the GFA opens up, the platform for people to apply, he will be in a position to apply for the vacant tour at the Black Stars, and he said yes. Fast forward to Thursday. The breaking news that came through on Thursday is that Kwasi Appiah officially applied for the Black Stars coaching job. So on today's edition of Kickoff, we are asking you, Kwasi Appiah has applied for the Black Stars job. Do you want him back as Ghana coach? Javier Clemente, a quick one. Good morning once again.
Yeah, good morning, Steve.
But were you surprised when you heard the news?
That
Kwasi Appiah has officially applied for the Black Stars coaching job?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could have applied to.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not a coach.
Who says anybody who applies for a job qualifies for the job?
No, but if you don't have the certificate, if you don't have the correct certification,
I've seen situations where employers will come up with a tall list of qualifications or some qualifying criteria before you can qualify for the job, and people still apply and they get it. So sometimes, I mean, in the case of application and things like that, I've always been telling people that some of the things are just put there to just scare some people, reduce the number of applications that they receive. So it's not about all the qualifications. Sometimes you put some big thing there so that at least can deter people from also applying, just so they can have some few applicants applying. So once it is put there, if you have about 1 or 2 qualifications out of maybe 6 that you want, you still can apply and you can get a job. So sometimes it happens like that.
So I asked you whether you were surprised when you heard the news that Kwasi Appiah has applied, because I mean, when his first stint with the Black Stars ended in a shambolic fashion, actually, after the World Cup in Brazil. The second one was in Egypt 2019 when we played in the AFCON. I think that we exited the competition at the first round right after the group stage. I think when we qualified to the last 16 stage, I have to cross-check that particular fact. So a lot of Ghanaians, including myself, were not expecting Coach Kwasi Appiah to, as it were, even make an intention clear that he wants to coach the Black Stars once again. So I was really surprised when I heard the news that he wants to coach the Black Stars again.
For me, I was not surprised.
Okay.
Milo could have applied. Sika Akono could have done same.
Okay. Is he the right man for the job?
No. He's not.
Maele?
He's not, no.
He's a local coach. And he's the first Ghanaian to have qualified Ghana to the World Cup. That was a huge achievement back then.
But I don't see, given the circumstance that the Black Stars finds itself, I don't see him as the best man for the job. No, I don't.
Oh, really?
No.
But he has experience with the Black Stars.
Doesn't matter. Milo had an experience with the Black Stars. He came back and he flopped. So Sika Akono was a player for the Black Stars, captain for the Black Stars. He was given opportunity, and that he wasn't able to do the job. So it's not always about the experience or some relationship that you have with the Black Stars. It's about the quality that you also present. And for me, I think that Ghana we moved on beyond the time of Kwasi Appiah. I don't know what he's been doing ever since he left the job as Black Stars manager, but I don't think that he's been very active. Active. I'm talking about in coaching circles. I don't think that he's been very active. Maybe he's been engaged in other jobs, other things other than coaching. But for me, if you ask me, where we are now, what we need is not Kwasi Appiah. No.
Where we are now, seeing the new players that have come.
The players. Yes, the players.
You think Kwasi Appiah cannot coach them?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
The players and how football has also evolved to a certain level. Football has gone up. We've seen some of these new managers and what they brought to their teams. We've seen them and what they do to their teams anytime they are given opportunity to handle their teams. And for me, I think that we have moved on beyond Kwasi Appiah. Just like we moved on beyond some of the local coaches that we used to have. Okay, we've moved on. We should look elsewhere for somebody who has more quality. Did I say quality?
Why not? I mean, but quality matters actually. We need quality, not mediocre, not mediocrity.
More quality, somebody who is an achiever, somebody who can take us to the level that we want to take our football to, especially the Black Stars too. Because for me, if you ask me on any given day, I think that we have quality players. Some of our players are, or most of our players are quality. But what we've lacked over the years is the direction. We've not been able to get a manager who will give us the right direction.
Okay.
Bring out the best out of the players that we have.
That's true.
So some of the players, even though they play for their club size and they give up their best, so they play some standard where they play for their club side. When they come to play for the Black side, we don't see that from them. Thomas Partey, for instance, is an example. I mean, we've talked about Partey several times. And when it comes to selection of players, we need somebody who is very, very, very firm and very, very bold, who can take that decision and say, these are the players that I want. And he will not be subject to any influence from any court or anything like that. So all those things are issues that you have to look at. It's only about what he has done, what he wants to do. It's also about the person's persona, what the person also presents. And I know for a fact that some coaches are such that you can't even approach them with anything about interference. There's no way you can even go to them with anything like interference. And I honestly, I don't see that in Kwasi Appiah. I'm very sorry.
So,
I don't see that.
Would you be surprised when he's given the job?
So surprised, yes.
Really?
Yes.
But we hear Kwasi Appiah is very connected politically in this country.
You see, that has been a bane for so many years now. We want to select a coach, even at the FA level.
Yeah.
We don't get competent people to interview the coach. We select people who themselves are not coaches, some administrators.
They say cronies,
who don't have any technical knowledge as far as coaching is concerned.
The last time it happened.
Yeah, they are assembled to interview coaches. So, I mean, I've attended a lot of interviews, and sometimes at the interview, we look at the panel, and if you want to be an accountant, for instance, there are accountants there who ask you some accounting questions and some accounting. They will ask you. Those are the technical guys on the team who will ask you some questions relating to the job that you have applied for. But in our case, for instance, you go through the panel and maybe you find only one technical person on the list. The rest are mostly administrators. You get what I'm saying? So, of course, when it comes to interviewing, is the technical person given enough time to ask questions, or the administrators take over and maybe the technical person gets the opportunity to ask maybe one question, only two questions, and that is it. It's purely about getting the right people even to consider the interview panel.
Okay.
And for me, we've not done that. Then beyond that is this political interference that you talked about. When it comes to the appointment of coaches, because our coaches are more or less paid by the state, the state has a certain influence in the appointment of coaches. Kwasi Appiah, for instance, benefited from that when President Kufuor was around. And subsequent to President Kufuor, when President Kufuor took over, he also benefited from that. You get what I'm saying?
And now he wants to benefit from this again.
So it's about political interference and some benefits that somebody would derive from some association with a political party. And over the years, it has shown that it has not inured to our benefit. Because, I mean, when he came, you took us through his track record with the Black Stars. Not very impressive.
Yeah.
Not impressive at all. So we should move beyond that. And my problem always is that it's not as if we don't know what the problems are. We know what the problems are. And we know what the solutions are. But we are just not going the solutions way.
But Javier, I don't know, but can we take away, this political interference out of this context, knowing very well that the government virtually is the paying authority in terms of national team coaches? So if I am paying you,
who pays the piper cost?
Exactly. So if I'm going to be the paying authority, I need to have some level of influence in terms of who leads the national team.
You see, elsewhere, we sit here all the time and we talk about some of these European countries and what they do. And the successes that have accompanied what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to some of these advanced countries where football is taken seriously, some of these things don't happen there.
As in government paying their national team coaches?
No.
Okay. Their football association?
Yeah, government even interfering with the appointment of national team coaches. And if you go to England, for instance, I don't think that the king will have any influence. The king will have any influence in the appointment of Gary Southgate or any person. If Gary Southgate decides to resign or something like that, it's purely the FA who does that. If you go to Spain, if you go to Italy, they do that. Not because maybe the state does not fund the appointment of coaches or the state does not pay coaches, but they've made a conscious effort to detach the FA from politics and make sure that at least, because if you have an FA if the FA are competent in the sense that you have competent personnel there, then you should be able to trust them with taking some competent decisions. That's the point I'm making. You should be able to trust them to take some competent decisions. And for me, until we are able to do that, we'll continue to have problems. And it's well documented. It's something that we all know. It's something that we all know, that we've traveled that route for a very long time, and anytime we go there, we just bring call, we just come back. We don't succeed. So what is this thing about doing it again? Let the FA get quality people and panel quality people to interview those who have presented their applications. Select the best out of them. Take the person to the presidency.
Okay.
This is what we have selected. Or this man is, or this woman is what we have selected. He says he's going to take this at the end of every month. Can you afford? Yes, I can afford. The person goes and he does his job. Well, and I hear there are some very, very, very good names on the list.
Yeah, very, very good names.
Very
actually.
good names on the list. And if we are very diligent to the point, I think that we'll get to where we want to get to.
Okay, I think for me, it is the case of the government entrusting the Ghana Football Association that you are the appointing authority. Because, I mean, FIFA only recognizes the Football Association in terms of the administration of the Black Stars in this country. So, yes, the government may be the paying authority, but I think the government should trust the FA to us to competently give us a very, very, very good coach going for you. I'll come to you shortly. But
Zando, on that point,